Yes. If y'all could not tell by the Jesus music. Today, number one, I'm tired of arguing with First Key Homes and dealing with this doggone air conditioning. We live in Florida, and thank Ron DeSanctimonious, AC isn't considered emergency no more. You know what I mean?
He's already started, everybody.
Yep.
But if you notice, we've got some guests. Please tune in on our YouTube and our be live with us. We got some guests in the studio, so if you hear some ambient noises, it is a group of people here. We're going to do our intro commercial for Florida Star. Please do business with the oldest Black-owned media companies in the Southeast of America. Now more than ever, it's important to know where your news is coming from. TheFloridaStar.com, TheFloridaStar.com,
TheFloridaStar.com. Listen. First of all, I'm hyped because I got my brother that is in the studio today, Maul Jones himself. Now, let me tell y'all something. He's a Googleable gentleman. You know what I mean? So,
I never been called a Google.
He's a Googleable gentleman, no diddy. And we try to make sure that we want to give everybody their flowers because, we be trying to be out here doing stuff in the city, and you got a lot of fly-by-night artists or overnight discovery, but you can actually see reality TV shows, from this brother on Hulu. You can look up documentaries on him at HBO. His family's been close to the revolution. I mean, as close as see Malcolm X get taken out, by haters. He's the real deal. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome y'all back, Mr. Maul Jones. We're gonna let you introduce your guest that you brought in here today.
Hey, Maul.
Thank you. Vanessa and Carl, I love what y'all doing. And y'all consistent, you know what I'm saying? Just for the love of it and getting the word out. And that's what we are all about out here, over here. So me, myself, Maul Jones is here today with my main man, Shoosh, Josh, you know what I'm saying? Yes. My man, and Mason Laney, and together they are Citrus Grooves,
Citrus Grooves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been here before, so if you don't remember, Maul Jones, of the Lyricist Live, open mic cypher every month downtown at the Jacksonville Art Walk. Before that, we was an open mic cypher on 92.7 The Beat, the Sugar Shack All-Stars. Shouts out to my man B. Ryan.
Yes.
And before that, we was freestyling, rapping at places like The Cave, my man Matt Smith with the Beware Jams. Like this predates the internet. I'm talking. I just gave you I started in the modern age, and then I took it back to when we had no internet and we were doing this. So if you remember your fondest memories of your experiences with this culture and how it was on video, that's not my story.
So let me tell you why I'm always excited to have this guy in. A lot of people, that's been following me for a long time know I was real big in Christian hip hop, when that boom happened in the early 2000s, late 90s. But, everybody always think that hip hop is a northern thing, it's an east-west, West Coast thing. But you you can't talk about hip hop in the South without talking about Maul Jones. You can't talk about hip hop down here without bringing him up, because he could have went up north and became a rapper, but he said he gonna stay down here and become the rapper. So like the whole fact that we got this Hall of Fame worthy brother in here, says a lot, because see, the last time me and him teamed up, we took over Art Wall. We had almost 300 people down in the gutter listening to King Travel Light, listening to Maul, doing our runway song, The Way She Walks, listening to, everybody was coming through. It was,
it wasn't quite the gutter.
No, I don't mean by the gutter. I don't mean the gutter as in bad. Listen, I am a Negro from the north side. When we say gutter, we mean a nice place to hang out and you can be free.
But see, when you talking to somebody about somebody or with somebody who's actually from the gutter, they have to correct you.
Right.
It wasn't quite the gutter. It was quite the utopia. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely quite the utopia.
But here is
the thing that I'm gonna say about that. I'm glad that he actually say that, because you talking about somebody coming out there freestyling with no cuss words. You're talking about somebody coming out there that's making the thing kid friendly, yet still flavorful for all the adults to bop to. And every time we come down there, whoever wants to support the vendor village usually down there doing it good too. But what I'm proud about it is that African Gentleman is now the African vendor village, because we about to team up. And we about to take the African Gentleman experience to a whole other level.
And the thing is, there's been a lot of metamorphoses and changes with how I do it. The vendor village, I wanted to do it for just people I know, that are business people, in Jacksonville, and I get products from them and they sell them. And I know them. The best way to do it is if I have an opportunity to put the vendors and bring people to shop with them with my voice. Right. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, Maul does wear the African Gentleman apparel well. Oh yeah, you've been seeing him looking like Prince Akeem's because I did it. But he does, and I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna go on to our break. Prince Amunda. It's like this brother literally is coming out there in his truck. This brother's literally out there burning his gas. He's out here, basically receiving peanuts when he literally could be cutting the whole music deals. I'm talking about theme song for JEA and all that type of stuff. So I know for a fact when I'm down there in the vendor village, people ain't just walking around. They chilling, they vibing, they coming in the tent. We create a whole vibe. So that's why I support
this. We do it for the babies.
We do it for the babies.
You have to risk it all. Whatever, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for the next generation, for the kids, so they can see something. I already see what they're giving them, so I can change the algorithm up by just being an actual real person that isn't promoted to them with what they seeing on that screen. There's an actual real world out here where real people are really responsible and they really care about you and they really gonna protect you, your ears, your mind.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's not just because if you on that screen, you're not protected.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's a lot. And this is why I love working with this brother. Make sure that you catch the Lyricists live down at the Justice Pub every Thursday, open mic.
No, we don't do that.
We don't do that no more.
No, but we're gonna bring it back.
Okay.
We left from downtown because that the justice isn't there anymore.
But definitely make sure during the summertime, African Gentleman and the Lyricists Live are going to be down there all wall, sure. Decolonizing your closet, decolonizing your mind. When we come back, it's going to be the impactful moment, and after that, we're going to get to talk to some of these young men that Mr. Maul's mind is brought in.
Mason, Josh, Deuce.
All right, we'll be back, y'all. So I get a little interactive with Matic. Because I'm a Southern black preacher, so sometimes I get a little excited. But yeah, the impact.
that's high.
So I just boom. I can do a quick introduction.
Yeah, I'm interested in hearing.
Yeah.
See, I was literally the closest thing that was ever going to be considered a Christian gangster. That's because I listened.
Okay.
Because I listened
Tell us about
to
it.
Lecrae and Trip Lee. You know, and I actually played Kirk Franklin loud like I was playing, you know, Bone Thugs. I was that guy. But hey, man, it is time for the impactful moment, the time where I get to, you know, give Vanessa and break and stop preaching to her all the time. Where I get the chance to come and talk, you know, come and impact your mind, impact your soul, impact your life. The impactful moment is brought to you by Kingdom Builders, where we bring the community to the church. Because what is the church if not a community that's surrounded by the gospel and coming toward Jesus Christ? That gathering is not the church. You don't have to go to church to be at church. Be the church. And that's the whole voice of what Kingdom Builders do. Speaking of which, we are about to get ready to start having our first community gatherings here in June. But what I am excited about is next week. You know, brothers, don't block me if I start spamming you, but we're going to meet up at a central location on the south side for Iron Men. The Bible says that iron sharpeneth iron, so men sharpen the countenance of each other. So we need space to sit down and talk and be vulnerable and push each other around, because truth of the matter is, a lot of men feel like because I'm a man, we don't have feelings. You know what I mean? And why would we open up if our feelings are then going to be taken, you know, and put against us? So that's the type of things that Kingdom Builders like to do, building community. And I want to start with our brothers because, hey, we are the ones that are the leaders. Hey, I'm going to ask my guest in here a question. Like, how close do you think a relationship has to be in order for it to have no problems?
How now a relationship between a man.
I don't care if it's a brother and a brother. I don't care if it's you know, meaning like biologically related. Yeah, like how any human relationship. How close do you think? Like me and my wife are pretty close. Yeah. How close do you think that we would have to get?
Just relationship.
You know what I mean? But guess what? Even with that same closeness, we have moments where it's like, if you would have said one more thing, today was going to be the day. But the thing about it is that a lot of people try to find a way to earn favor with God. Meaning it's like, okay, my life is pretty messed up right now. Maybe a closer relationship with God is what I need. So people start doing a lot of the external stuff like praying and fasting and wearing big crosses. And I'm going to give God 6 months out the year, you know, for a turnaround. And I was, you know, reading in the book the other day, you know, in Matthew 14:23 to about 28, when people was getting ready to walk on the water, is that you don't get no title than Jesus' homeboy. You don't get no title than Peter. You don't get no title than the first one that he called. You don't get no title than the first one that witnessed a semi-public miracle. Peter literally was the one that basically took over. You know, he was a rock. But at the same time, as close as Peter was to Jesus, he had those moments where he was like saying, hey, man, you don't need to be dying on the cross. And Jesus said, man, get behind me. You're thinking about your own selfish reasons and not the mission. And a lot of times, you know, a lot of your own selfish, you know, reasons can get inside the mission. The same person who was literally in the middle of a miracle. Okay, we're talking about the number one disciple in the middle of a miracle, walking on water. And the thing that caused him to sink was doubt. Anybody want to guess where walking on water is in the miracle chronological thing? Anybody want to guess what number it was? Y'all got, try 20. Try 20. So that means you had 19 divine occurrences that you saw up close before Jesus walked on water to still be surprised. But a lot of times people think that the way, can I just go ahead and say it like I really want to say it?
Go ahead.
Can I go ahead and say it like I really want to say it? You got a lot of these churches, especially in our community, that try to push the closer you get to God, the more blessings you get. Like you got a Rolls Royce because you're closer to Jesus. You got a big fancy house because you're closer to Jesus. What about the person that's praying and fasting every day and an account sitting in the negative? I can almost guarantee you that the person who was living off of food stamps is a little closer to Jesus than the big pimp preacher with the cross around his neck saying, I got all this stuff because I'm closer to God. Because here's the thing that I learned about when you get closer to God. You start realizing how far you get from the world because you can't walk in two directions. You can't walk down the hallway at both ends. It's an African proverb that say even a dog with four legs can only go in one direction. So, you start realizing the more you start walking closer to God, you start separating the people of the world, and then you start realizing how much your flesh misses. So here's the thing, here's your impactful moment. Here's why I'm about to bring it home. Keep pressing toward the mark of the high calling, God, because worth it is worth it. Because here is the thing. Every last one of the disciples, save John, got their butt whipped and killed. But they was as closest to God as you ever get. And if you ain't no better than the apostles, why do you think your life is going to be without trouble just because you call yourself a believer? And I'm talking about an any system that you choose. You're never going to have a relationship so close with your best friend that y'all never argue. You're not going to have a relationship so close with your mom that she's never going to forget that you a grown man. You're never going to have a conversation with your spouse that she forget that she is your closest neighbor. And even when she getting on your nerves, you still got to love your wife because she is your closest neighbor.
Yeah.
Keep pressing toward the mark. It's going to be worth it. Because the one thing about it, even though they may have all died in the flesh, they are the most infamous 12 ordinary men that ever lived. And this is why I'm going to land this plane that a lot of people think that when we give glory to God, it robs some of the mystique of the work that we do. Like me saying, hey, I would give God all the glory. What about the stuff that I did? If you read the doggone book, you realize that God likes to use broken vessels the best because the broken vessels is who the light shine through. Because usually God uses vessels to get the glory. So if you're standing up there giving a testimony that God did it for me, the honor is already yours to be able to give the testimony. Because just like he chose you, he could have chosen somebody else. And this has been the impactful moment brought to you by Kingdom Builders and Iron Man, coming to you soon, May 10th. Make sure you guys hit me up on the Kingdom Builders email. We're going to keep it going a little bit. But when we come back, we go have a conversation with the guests. We got some guests that we got to break into the family after this dude break. So we'll be back right after this ad break.
I guarantee you. You distorted every word in the last 3 minutes.
That was the this is it.
All right, y'all kind of want to switch a little bit. We put yeah, y'all kind of scoot in a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna scoot on a little bit. I wanted to focus on them. They done seen me enough.
There we go. There we go.
With my
You
top
can- there we
down,
go.
listening to this Jesus. Riding with my top.
Yeah, you look, he's doing hype already.
I'm sorry, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to go to the gym today because I belong to the worst hood that you could ever belong to, which is adulthood. So I had to do some adult-like stuff. And I'm talking about paying bills. I'm still working CJ.
It's the first of the month.
It's the first of the month. You know how that goes. But we got some guests going in, and I would like for you guys to go ahead and tell the tribe, your names, what you do, and what we're getting ready to experience on the 8th next Wednesday. Well, what's up, man?
First of all,
I said he was out.
I was ready to out. I was about to spit it out for you.
I'm like, don't jump yet. All right. So I have here in the studio with me 2 dear friends of mine, the people I met not too long ago, but we're getting closer and closer as friends and just musicians. And I have with me my brother Mason and his brother, which is my brother Josh. There we go. So we all
cousins. Yeah.
Now we cousins.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
So, hold up, y'all married, so we ain't doing none of that.
Yeah, it really is an honor to be here,
Yeah, I love it.
So
all the energy, and we're really excited.
The message and everything was wonderful.
So I'm gonna drive this interview. So Mason, what do you do? Who are you as an artist in Jacksonville?
I'm born and raised South Florida. And all my family's from Detroit, and I just came here for college, on a whim. I'm from South Florida. Didn't come up too great, but I came up here just on a whim. My only chance at college to do music. Ended up getting a full ride by the grace of God. And since then, I've just been devoted to the craft, teaching, working everywhere I can. And I'm just recently graduated. I'm teaching music full time. I'm middle school music teacher. I'm loving it. My kids are amazing. It's a faith-based charter school.
Yeah.
So no limit to what you talk about God there. So I'm just so happy to be there, and I'm so happy to be working with Maul. I'm working with a lot of musicians. With Citrus Grooves is our organization. Me and Josh are the founders.
You can't have a name like Citrus Groove and you don't be fired now.
Come out to the art walk.
Find out.
Your album right now look like you about to do a show. You know what I'm saying?
Come out to the art walk this Wednesday, and we're happy to show you what we're doing with working with our people here. So
Right. So look, we gonna get into that because I don't know if we got much time. So I want Josh. I want you to tell us about yourself and who you are as an artist in Jacksonville. Then we'll get into like collectively what we're doing.
So, my name's Josh. I go by Shush. I was born in Orlando. I came to Jacksonville for school as well. I didn't study music, but I always played music growing up. I started playing the piano. I played in concert band in middle school, and in high school, I got into making a lot of hip hop beats and DJing and stuff. And then when I went to college, I really started taking guitar seriously and like learning music theory and like trying to understand the piano. And I realized like I want to perform music. Like that's the thing that I love the most. And second to that is teaching music. That's just like being able to pass on the tradition is such a blessing. It really is. And those two things alone is really just like I feel like my purpose, my calling, and what the impact I want to have on this world.
Man, that's fire. So like, cause I want to utilize all this time to say these two are amazing artists that I met, and me and Mason, we had met previously, and he had saw what I was doing down at the art walk and things like that. Like you came down to the Lyricist Live, right?
Yeah, I was working for Red Bull at the time. I came through and gave a bunch of free drinks and stuff to the people in the crowd, and that's what we did, help elevate events locally. I'm very community based. Community service is one of the strongest pillars of my personal life. So I'm always out there trying to go to events and help bolster them up any way I can, put on my own events. And we're finally getting to a place now out of college and stuff, being able to put on some things for the community. We're about to go on tour actually for 4 weeks, playing at a camp for Down syndrome and autistic kids, special needs community. And I've been doing this camp for about 10 years down in South Florida, and we're finally doing all 4 camps, playing music for all 4 camps. So
yeah, so we actually got about 4 minutes left in the segment. If you guys can tell us a little bit, what are we going to see next Wednesday?
Okay,
so we got 2 sets going on. The first set contains mostly original music that me, Mason, and Via, artists we've been working with a lot, and a dear friend of ours, have been writing. And then we have a couple of covers in there.
Yeah, if we got any PJ fans out there, any PJ Morgan fans out there, everything's gonna be all right. Gonna be coming your way.
Right. This is about to be live.
Oh man, you got no idea. The energy's gonna be off the charts. We got about 10, 12 musicians. We got 12 musicians coming out. We're rotating drummers, bass players. We got 4 vocalists coming. We just been getting together and helping. What we do as an organization is grab people and find local artists who are hungry to get their music out there, bring their music to life with them. And then we go out into the community and we play their music, we play our music, we play the Lord's music, and we just create an atmosphere where we bring everybody together. It's not a band playing for an audience. We're all in it together, performing and connecting with the divine, and the in between that music allows us to connect to. And that's what we do everywhere we go, everywhere we can.
Yeah, that's the mission.
Come out this Wednesday and experience.
That's
what we're doing.
And all of that
for your soul,
freshly squeezed.
There you go.
When I tell y'all, I'm excited. I'm so excited to be down there with Maul. I'm going to be excited to be down there with Citrus Roots. Like, it's Citrus Groove. I'm sorry. Like, I got excited and I'm tired.
We grooving.
I've been hollering. But yeah, so like y'all that this sounds so fun because people literally walk up to us all the time like there's nothing to do in Jacksonville, and I was like, you so lazy.
Get some free music that's gonna move you.
Right. So definitely make sure that you guys, come down to the Art Walk next Wednesday. It is every first Wednesday we usually start from about 5 to 9.
5:30 to 9.
5:30 to 9, and it's going to be rock. So, Ma, we got about 2 minutes left. If you want to talk about our new collab, some of the stuff that we're going to be doing together.
Definitely. What I want to do, what I was telling you about is, a lot of my family is from the diaspora. I have first cousins that are from Africa, and my uncle. That's some feedback. Yeah, my uncle Ali Abdullah, who just turned 86 years old. He is like a cultural. He's like the first cultural ambassador from Detroit to Africa, because he went to Africa in the 70s for the World African Festival, and when he got over, he went over there on a grant, and when he got over there, he stayed in Africa. Yeah, and for 20-some years, and had my first cousins over there, and then came back.
Yeah, definitely, man. So we gonna be. I'm just looking at the radio time. I'm sorry.
No, I told that story to say that's my connection with me admiring African attire, African clothes, and so what you're doing, is really like I have a connection with it. So that's why we're doing it. So everything is purposeful and how it's supposed to be, and I want to see you. I want to see your new line. I wear a lot. I have my African attire, like clothes you gave me, and before that, I've had clothes of African clothes, and I want to see what new stuff.
So we say, get, ladies, if you want to get you a nice custom-made African dress, treat that man and don't get him another mug. Please get him something, that when he walk down the street, he's going to turn his head. We're going to go ahead and thank all of our writers and producers, and for those of you guys who are watching us live, make sure that we're going to keep it going for a couple more minutes on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. But as far as the Impact Radio Show on the radio is concerned,
now
that's about the bus of rhyme. Go.
You don't want that.
That's the after party. AJ, now back to our regularly scheduled gospel music. Thank you, AJ. All right, y'all. But we're still live.
All right, y'all. We're still live. So we're still on YouTube, still on Instagram, still on Facebook. So this is what we get to, not at all on you, but we get to be a little bit more real. So listen, man. We got to go down there and we got to show out, because as long as we try to let everybody else do it for us, it ain't gonna be.
You gotta have a lot of showing out, because I've been showing out for a long time.
I'm following,
Showing.
Listen, African gentlemen isn't made for you to fit in. Yeah, you know that. Okay. What that you know what I mean?
You look right. You know
what I mean?
You better. You gotta come stir it up a bit.
You know what I'm saying? So hey, Mr. What are some of y'all favorite, genres of music? Now I played trombone in high school. I was a brass.
Okay.
Very cool.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I ain't that good no more. I do love something.
Personally, one of my biggest inspirations right now is Stevie Wonder.
My favorite music.
There's so much music.
Literally like at the apex. It's crazy. Stevie Wonder has so much good music.
He's got the music.
He's
got
play
the voice,
the instruments.
Like he plays all those instruments.
For sure.
I think he can see. I don't know about y'all, but I
think he's like really good.
I think he's
You don't want his music.
So does that.
You wouldn't trade eyes with him.
Hey, so y'all, so this is literally our first installment that we're doing, you know, our little Impact After Dark situation. And I just want to let our viewers know that we're actually going to be pulling up on the Lyricist Live, doing live interviews and whatnot right there from the open mic.
Yeah.
We're going to be pulling up, you know, we're going to actually do live out there from Art Walk, you know, so it's going to kind of literally be like, you know, news out on the street. And, you know, and our fearless leader, you know, that Vanessa over there, has really put a lot of work into this, and so we want to try to find a way. See, I'm gonna tell you some stuff that we about to help this brother do. We about to help this brother become a sound on Instagram. We about to help this brother, you know, organize it so we can like put a whole, you know, show together and stuff like that. So we're gonna have all our collaborative minds, you know, put together, and you're gonna look fly when you do it. Of course, you know, like I said, you know, your boy be pulling out the wardrobe.
There's a lot we can't do with what we have. Like that, I've been at so many different locations downtown. Like where I'm at now on Laura Street is like the last location out of 13 years. I've been and all over. I've been down Adams Street. I've been on Ocean. I've been, you know,
in the middle of Monroe.
Right? You know, we cleaned the park up. And you know, there's right by Adams, there's a park where there's like a lot of homeless people and stuff right now, and there's not really. It's got like slanted like steps with grass and trees on it, but they don't do nothing with it. But we took it like one year and brought the Lyricist Live there, where we cleaned it up and had kids. Like there was a real famous battle. It was 305 versus Moses West. Yeah. And that's on Instagram. It was real dope.
That's what's up. Like I remember the first time I met you, man, we came to your birthday party and you was telling the story about opening up with Biggie.
Oh yeah. I opened for Biggie when I was 18 years old. Matter of fact, I was 17. I was going to 18 because my birthday's in the summertime. But that summer, I opened up for Biggie Smalls at Metropolitan Park. And Puff and Big was out there rapping.
Listen, you know, Google him. Google him. Like,
seriously.
Facts.
He opened up for this is like as a musician, as a rapper, like this is like one of my like top hip hop moments. I opened up for Biggie. I'm performing in front of all my high school friends. Like they didn't even expect me to come out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm out there opening up for Biggie Smalls, and then after I'm done, I hand Biggie his microphone.
Yeah.
And then him and Puff did they, yo.
I don't know nobody else out there, you know. I mean, out there at the Art Walk side show that shook hands with Biggie. I don't know. It's no more than
no, that's crazy. No, you know what's even crazier than that? I have stories, bro.
This first Impact Live about to be live.
I'm about to tell you something even crazier than that.
Man, listen.
On that same stage that I passed Biggie the microphone, I hung out with Rakim for like an hour until the entire Metropolitan Park closed. He performed. It was a concert. There was a lot of people out there. I'm in his little trailer talking with him and my man Boy Ruler. If Boy Ruler get on here, he gonna be. I was right there. Listen, I have witnesses to every story I got. Listen. I got pictures with him holding up because I had my magazine. I was just on like what was it? It was some magazine I was just in, but they did a big interview on me, and I had it. And I gave it to Rakim, and he read the entire thing.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he was right there. And me and my man Boy Real is like, yo, he's reading it. And then he took a picture holding it like this. Listen, I'll give you $1,000 if you find a picture of Rakim holding somebody else's picture up like that.
Facts. I give you that. Hey, yo, we got about 3 minutes left on this extended version of the Florida Georgia Impact Radio Show, because we want to make sure AJ, still like us, because I know I'm pretty sure he want to go home. But so basically, what's about to happen now?
Man, that's not Florida, Georgia. That sounds like a beef.
It is a
That
beef.
sounds like a beef.
Hold on a minute. The beef that y'all from Florida State?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was under the
South
impression.
Carolina, South Carolina.
Oh, so y'all related. She is a bull too.
I went to
He said that like he was about to set trip.
Yeah, I'm a gator. First and foremost. But yeah, man, basically, like, we about to get all of this culture together. We about to have fun.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more question?
You sure can.
Nope.
Okay.
Where can we go to listen or find your?
Yeah, so
You in that percussion shows. Tell them about what goes on with the school.
I just graduated from UNF. I'm classically trained percussionist. We do concerts there all the time. Always check out UNF percussion stuff. UNF School of Music's always playing a lot of concerts free for everybody. Please pull up. I just did my recital there, and we played a bunch of original music and classical. We molded it all together and ended it out with some gospel music and all sorts of stuff, man. And we love kind of doing a little bit of everything for everyone and creating an experience. You can find a lot of our stuff. We're performing live at the Art Walk, and we're performing live at a few other places that, like, at little functions and houses and little gigs and stuff for like jackrabbits and stuff like that. In those areas, San Marcos. So like, we're just playing around where we can. A lot of rehearsing, everything free so far. Just playing our music everywhere you can.
we do a lot of stuff like with the community.
Yeah,
There's this live stuff.
Drum
Stuff
circles
like
everywhere,
drum circles,
and we pop out to streets and just play.
So here's
we have an Instagram. We citrus_grooves. You can find me at Josh Player.
Yeah, Mason Ellie 625.
Yeah,
Lots of
and
music
we're
on there.
always putting on different functions, really to uplift the community through music.
Mhm.
So the funny part about it is what Kingdom Builders is about to get ready to do is gather people outside of the meeting place. When Jesus went out and he did stuff, he went in Samaria, he went in Syria.
Mhm.
He didn't stop off at the temple to try to go and save people.
Right.
He went where they were actually needed. So what we're about to do is that we're about to start having fellowships in the home. We're about to, go in and share a meal, meet the need, and every now and then we'll get together for the big, group, because that first church of Acts was a community.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They were under persecution, so they met when they can, and then when they got together, they made sure everybody who met have everything that we need. And because we're so in this Western Constantine set up version of church, we forget that our neighbor is actually our neighbor.
Yes.
So I would love to get some of that Jesus music from you. You said two things. You said rap beats and gospel music.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need you to get some.
I got some files on my phone. I'll get on your phone tonight.
Yes,
I'll get you some
because
other
I
files
would
for
love to
listening.
have you guys out to a community gathering with
Please.
Kingdom Builders,
Yeah.
and y'all be the praise and worship.
Please.
That would be so dope. We're gonna be
Please.
starting 1st of June.
And we're always looking for more musicians to collaborate and play and bring what they have to the table with us, and we help bring music to life for whoever's out there creating it. So please hit us up if you're trying to make music as well.
Yes.
Not just listen to
Hey
it.
y'all, next week 5:30 to about 9:00. African Gentleman, the lyrics is live, and I'm about to mess it up. Citrus Groove. No, I did it right that time. We're gonna be out there just turning up.
And we're debuting a song. You know
Hey.
what I'm saying?
Jaguar,
Like, we ain't even talk about that yet, but we're debuting a song at that Art Walk show. So yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Speaking of which,
Maul Jones, Citrus Grooves. Yo.
yeah, speaking of which, we need a new theme song because I love Miss Clara, but I am not Clara. She is not Clara. We would definitely have us a little bit.
Our theme song for the radio show.
It's old. It's
old.
dated. It's dated. So we need something new.
Yeah,
I mean, we want to try to be
Shout out to
great
Studio.
Shout out to
Oh,
everybody.
Yeah, so that's All right, guys. We see y'all next week. All right.